Gummy bears. One of my best friends from middle school was living in Southern California for her undergrad when I went to go stay with her for the weekend. She calls them gummy bears because she doesn't want to make them mad or more destructive. The gummy bears were responsible for all sorts of weird stuff in her apartment. She told me about cabinets in the kitchen opening and closing all the time without explanation, or more frequently certain cabinets and drawers being open in the morning after she had closed them all before she and her roommate at the time went to bed. They follow her when she moves. And one time when she was house-sitting in Portland, Oregon, the family she was sitting for had kids, and she was with her girlfriend in the kitchen of the house when all of the kids' toys started turning on and making noises from the living room. I guess it didn't seem too scary because they stayed in the house for a few more hours until the alarm system started going on and off with no explanation. I didn't have any other experiences as intense as the one I'm about to describe. But a few weeks before I was in her apartment with her, a strange black spot would show up in the corner of her bathroom from time to time and would grow bigger each time it appeared. I'm not sure if she was able to take a picture of it or wanted to, but she described it as very dark black with spiderweb-like edges. I tried to stay in her bedroom while she slept on an air mattress in the living room when I went with her to visit her parents at their newer home in Utah, but there was this deep feeling of a little girl being in the room and being worried about a gun. I know a feeling doesn't sound too scary, but it was enough to keep me awake, and I had to go sleep on the couch that night. Back to her apartment in California. I only ended up staying one night because I made the apparent mistake of trying to sleep on the couch before I realized I definitely wasn't alone. I was curled up with a book with a blanket wrapped around me when I felt cold fingers brush my arm. There was no one else in the living room with me, so I got super spooked and sat straight up. The fingers or hands never came back, but I noticed the PlayStation that they had in the living room turn on completely on its own. I tried to turn it off, but whatever was making the power light turn on wouldn't let me shut it off. I unplugged it. It turned off for a short time and then turned back on even though it was unplugged from the wall. I started to feel a really heavy presence in the room, and it was dark. So dark that I started to cry, woke my friend up, and stayed in her bed with her the rest of the night and left the next afternoon. I understand why she doesn't want to make this presence or whatever it is mad. And totally understand why gummy bears is fitting.